a son husband in action, everybody.
Ask was a fair question. What woman would want to date a man? What you know the answer. You're in a rock between a hard place because your mom mismanaged her life. So now you're stuck with her.
The scenario was she had some cash, so she put the down payment down, but I had the income, so I co-signed on her loan.
Where's her husband?
Damn.
I don't know my father.
Okay.
He didn't ask you where your father was. He did not ask you about your father. Hey, brother, 44 seconds in, Kevin Samuel said, you sound like a beta. And he asked you about where your mother's husband was, and you went straight to your daddy.
Emotional damage.
And we know that today, your mother's husband doesn't necessarily mean that it's the father. He said, where's your husband? Where's her husband? He did not ask about your daddy. This brother got mommy issues.
Yes.
He got daddy issues.
Absolute.
That's what happens when you turn a male child into a son husband. They get nothing but
emotional damage.
And then any woman that's worth her salt, this is what she's going to tell this man the moment she smell all of that garbage on him.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's what she going to do.
Your mom mismanaged her life, so now you're stuck with it.
Ouch. That's definitely going to hurt to hear that your mom mismanaged her life. Maybe she wasn't the best at planning her life. Maybe there were some.
And that's why these women make their sons their son husbands, especially those sons that they have an inkling is going to do something productive with his life. These sons become the retirement plan. What do you think about that analysis, Lee?
They are amazing.
I think so too. I think that analysis is amazing.
Unforeseen circumstances that happened and caused her to have to depend on her son as a means of supporting herself.
That's what I said.
However,
all right, hold on a minute, everybody.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, shout out to the homegirl Almond for the $5 super chat, and all she had to say is, "Hey y'all, hey y'all." All right, and I got something for you on that. Yeah. Also, of course, shout out to the homeboy Eric Jordan in the building. And just for you, Eric, because you weren't here at the beginning, acknowledge me. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for the support. Almond and Eric, y'all missed the opening. I got a brand new theme. Well, I think I got a brand new theme song, so I played it. You guys are here at the end of the stream, so you missed it. You missed the brand new opening. All right, y'all. Let's keep it up.
I think his delivery is a little harsh, simply because you're talking about somebody's mother. You're saying,
who gives a goddamn when you're talking to another human being about, of course you're talking about somebody's mama. We all got a damn mama. And I'm so sick and tired of people because somebody delivers a truthful or accurate statement or analysis, you want to talk about how harsh everything is. We are just soft. Our women are soft and weak. Our men are even weaker and even softer. And I understand that a little bit, you know? But goddamn, how in the world we gonna be able to get better if somebody can't tell you? I work in the medical field. We do diagnosis. How in the world can we have the person start the process of getting better if we can't tell them what's wrong with them? Sometimes what's wrong with you is harsh. It's hurtful. it's scary. That doesn't mean I don't tell you because it's harsh, hurtful, or scary. We sit around here talking about, oh, he's talking about somebody's mama. This woman she's 60-something years old. And her son has to pay her damn rent, her mortgage payment. Or he doesn't have to. He's electing to pay it because she's convinced him, she's emotionally took him hostage. She's manipulating him. She's using him. It's abuse what she's doing. Did nobody tell her monkey ass to mismanage her time on this earth?
Damn.
I'm sick and tired of people talking about somebody's tone when it's a factual statement or analysis. Get the F out of here.
Oh, now you're stuck with her. A lot of Eastern cultures really kind of expect you to pay your dues to your parents once you...
Parents, plural. Parents, plural. But normally, parents, plural, mom and dad have combined resources. And when they get older, you take those resources. Maybe you got to throw a little bit of yours in there to make sure that their last few sunrises, last few summers are okay. But too many of our women, I'm assuming this brother's a brother, a skin brother, they don't have husbands, and if they do, usually their husband is not the man that's the father of their children. So this is the one aspect that we can't go to another culture and how they operate, because those cultures, when they got to take care of their parents, it's both their parents, and it's a family effort. This woman, this is an only child, and this mother mismanaged her time, didn't get into cooperation with nobody, didn't get married, didn't have somebody to help her at this stage of her life, and now her son, who's 30-something, 36 or 37 years old, is struggling to find a woman because he's too busy being her man. And now this joker's going to have to spend his last $2 on his mama.
But these last $2.
I don't blame a chick for coming in and not wanting to be dealing with this and talking about being with him long term. It doesn't matter that this brother makes $150,000 a year when you factor in the taxes. See, we not see. I'm on something different. I'm on something different.
You move out of the house and you secure a good job, they kind of expect you to take care of your parents and carry them along in their old age, because they feel like, okay, we invested in you.
Shut up.
Now it's your turn to return the favor.
Shut up. First of all, your parents raising you and taking care of you, that's not a favor. It's their responsibility. You don't owe your parents anything for making the decision to have you. You don't owe your parents any. Let me take that back. The only thing that you owe your parents when you become an adult is to not be a burden to them. That's what you owe your parents, is to not become a burden to them. A financial burden or an emotional burden. That is it.
So I think that's really a Western way of thinking for you to, how we always.
Hold on a second. Across the table, we don't do that up here. You got something? Come on up. Across the table if you got time, across the table with Christopher. If you got time, or you're in a situation, it's during the day's work hours, I don't know what you're doing. We on a coffee break over here though. Come on up. I ain't got no problem with that. I just dropped the link. And while we on a slight pause,
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
all right, with the 5 bones, Mr. L. Jackson is back. He said most men want to be useful. Absolutely. You know, I hate these conversations that sometimes these women have. They be like, so you just want a woman to use you. Yes. I love to tell the story of my dad my dad has a short temper. He has a short fuse. So one day he went over to my sister's house to do some work. And when he completed the task, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was putting up security cameras or it was something, some task. So when my father got back home, I was actually at his house he walked in the door and he's all huffing and puffing. And I was like, hey, what's going on? What's going on, brother? What you got you all huffing and puffing for? And he starts going in on my sister. And he was like, I went over there and I did blah, blah, blah. And she gonna offer me money. And I was like, well, my sister, damn near 40 years old. Okay, I'm okay. She offered you money for your time. That's her being, showing gratitude. And he goes, I'm her father. If I can't be useful, then what am I good for? Whoo. He was like, that's my job. She ain't got no husband. That's my job, to be helpful and be useful. Then what am I here for if I can't help I was like, oh my, the brother just went off. He was so offended. And then a couple months ago, I had to replace my HVAC system on my house, and my dad does HVAC as a side job. And he comes over and he puts the unit in, and I slapped $500 in his hand, and, for his time. Anybody who's done an HVAC system, the labor on that sucker is way more than that. But for gratefulness, he went off on me. Me and my dad are in the middle of my front yard arguing over this money. And I told him, take the damn money. I said it to him just like that. We were shouting. Then I finally just looked at him. And I just I grabbed his arm and I yanked it and slammed that money in his hand so hard. I said, take the damn money. And he was offended. And then he looked at me, and I saw in his eyes that he was going to end that conversation, because he said the way he said it, all right, I'm gonna take the damn money. I knew he was ready to fight at that point. He didn't want to tussle with his son. So, yes, men love to be useful, but yes, it's a thin line between being used and being useful. And these mothers who create these son husbands, especially those of them that are productive, they're using their sons, and they're robbing their sons of the ability to be in a productive, healthy relationship with a woman. Bringing up my homeboy with me. Hold on a second. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you? If you don't remember me, we were on with Uncle Junior on the Elevated Dialogue. So
Yep,
how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
You said something earlier about how we don't owe our parents anything, for lack of a better term.
No, we don't owe them anything.
I agree with you. I say this a lot, and this is me speaking as a product of a son husband. A lot of our parents use the fact that they brought us into this world as a crutch or something that they can hold over our head to get us to do things for them later on in life, when really we should be getting on with our own lives. You understand what I'm saying? it's a sense of blind loyalty, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Um,
And we hear it over and over and over again, more from our mothers than we ever do from our fathers.
that is true. And I am speaking as a product of a single mom home. That is true. That is true. Can I say something? And then I'm gonna hop off real quick.
Go ahead.
Dear parents, period, your child does not owe you anything just because you brought them into this world, because you made a choice for them that they had no say-so in. You owe them because you made a choice for them that you had no say-so in. It is up to you to give them the best opportunity possible to be the best person possible, and not hold the fact that you brought them into this world over their head to try to manipulate and gaslight them into doing things that you know you wouldn't tolerate yourself. That's all.
You can stick around for a little bit, but no, absolutely. I've heard it my whole life. My grandmother raised me, and to this day, she's 80 years old. She still talks about what she did, for the kids and what we should be. She says this all the time. She goes, I shouldn't have to pay no bill with all the kids I got. And then she starts talking about a friend lady of hers who got 12 children, and they're like, they all got together, bought her a house, take care of all her financial needs. She ain't got to worry about nothing. And then I always tell my grandmother, she has a different relationship with her children than you do. Their father was around almost until all of them were well into their adulthood before he passed away. They got a functional relationship. They have monthly family meetings to discuss family business as a family, and then they divide up the work. They're an actual unit. What's going on with your clan? Grandma,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was like, Grandma, you got 7 kids and you got 7 drug addicts.
Oh,
you got 7 you got 4 daughters and you got 4 prostitutes.
Ooh. So
what are you talking about? Why are you comparing? Yeah, you got all these children, what they're supposed to. They don't. And I said, let's not forget, none of your kids have made it past the 10th grade. They all dropped out. 2 of your kids you signed out of school because they were having conflict with the teachers, and you just got fed up with the conflict and took them out of school. 1 was a gifted kid.
Wow.
I said, so you can't compare. Don't nobody owe you nothing.
That's
deep. And unfortunately, I'm the eldest grandson, and unfortunately, I'm the only productive one in my immediate family, and it sucks. Because if it wasn't for any woman that's going to come into my life, regardless if I can afford it or not, if we get serious, I'm going to have the conversation with her about what I'm doing to make sure my grandmother can stay in her home. And that's unfortunate. I identify with this guy, but I don't have the anxiety or trepidation that he has about it.
See, that's the part that I am just now growing into, not having the anxiety about it. You understand what I'm saying? It's a weird feeling, because there was a point in time where I thought that I was being disrespectful for going to live my life. You understand what I'm saying?
Because they tell you that.
Yeah. And it's a trash way of manipulating the people that you brought into this world without asking them if they wanted to be here, right, to get them to do things that you should have been doing a long time ago. Yeah. However, they and I said this when we were on with Unc, I have to give them a little bit of grace because they didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? They only knew what they knew, but there's still that anger. You understand what I'm saying? There's still that anger that I feel. And I wanted to touch on something else too. Being that I've transitioned out of the son husband part of it, it felt like I was breaking up with my girlfriend. And that's my mom. That's when I knew. I'm like, man, nah, this ain't right. This is my mama. I'm not supposed to feel like, I'm not supposed to be heartbroken like this because I'm going to live my life when it's my mom. This ain't my girlfriend. This is my mom. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a weird feeling.
And that's how you know it's unnatural. You should never have that feeling. I mean, there should be, like, when you go off to college and you're going out of state, there's a little bit of separation anxiety. That's one thing. But the feeling that you get if you got to break up with a woman and you got that with your mom and all you're going to do is just go live your life, man, look. And there's a lot of fellas out here like that. You know what I mean? And all of us, men and we forget sometimes how much of a pull our mothers have on the sons. The daughter-mother dynamic is a little bit different, because when the daughter starts developing and gets of age and starts getting male attention, especially if there's only a 10 or 15, especially if there's only like a 15-year gap between mama and daughter, that daughter becomes competition. I told this lady the other day at work,
they in the same dating pool because they go for the same man that her mama should have got 20 years ago.
Absolutely. I know this lady at work, she's 44 years old, her daughter 31. And I told that lady, and they were constantly batting heads with her daughter. I said, you're batting heads with your daughter because you and your daughter both need the exact same man. Y'all I said a 40-year-old man is appropriate for you and for your daughter. And I said, if you guys are out and there's a 38 or a 40-year-old dude out there and you both find him attractive, who gets him? Who should get him? And she was like, I should get, no, you shouldn't. She should. Because she has the best shot at producing a legacy with him. I'm not just talking about children. He has the best shot of building. You're older, you're more bitter, you're more used. What can you offer that guy that your daughter can offer way, way, way more? So the mother-daughter dynamic is drastically different, and there's not the pull that the mother-son people we underestimate that pull on the mother-son. TJ, have you ever had survivor's remorse being productive moment? No. Nope. All I can tell you is that I don't get treated well by my immediate family. But do I feel bad about it? Absolutely not. I've never felt bad about it.
I used to, but now I'm where you are. I don't feel bad about it. I'm supposed to be doing this. You understand what I'm saying?
My grandmother threw me out in high school. She threw me out while I was in my senior year. She threw me out. And when I actually went on to college, man, I went to college out of town. I ain't never looked back. I ain't felt bad about it. I've had too much. I've had to worry about making myself secure to worry about what they were not doing or feeling. I had to make sure that there was a roof over my head, food in my belly, money in my pocket. I had to go out there and I had to make sure I was okay. I didn't have time to worry about any of that. No, I didn't have an ounce of survivor's remorse. Not an ounce of it. And I know that some people do, that they like feel bad I don't feel bad for my hard work at all. What I do feel bad about is the fact that they were not smart enough to go do what I did.
See, that's where I give grace, because I don't think it's that they weren't smart enough. I just think that they just didn't know. But on the flip side of that, at a conscious level, they must have known that something is not right about this entire situation. Like I don't believe that. I'm not going to sit here and patronize the most educated group. I'm not going to do that. They're not that dumb. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think they're that dumb, but you don't know what you don't know, I guess. So that's why I extend a little bit of grace.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, brother. No, go live your life, man. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Go live your life. I mean, you know the fact that, it doesn't matter that whatever I contributed to my grandmother's household, it doesn't even matter that it doesn't impact or will not impact any woman I bring to my life permanently. It's the mere fact that I got to do it. The lady that will come into my space will not suffer any financial hardship because of it. She'll never look up and be like, well, we can't do, or we can't put Junior through this particular school because you're sending XYZ to your grandmother, or you taking care of XYZ. That'll never happen. But that's beside the point, because this woman,
it's just the fact that you have to do it.
Yeah, and she has to come in. It'd be one thing if she was a part of me before this started and this was a joint decision. But now she doesn't have a choice in it because it's already established. It's kind of like, to a degree, it's kind of like you choosing to get in a relationship or marrying a woman that has a child. You don't have any choice in that. You got to decide. You got to decide to swallow that reality or move on. And that's what a woman has to do with a man who has to take care of his mother, you know? So yeah, let me get going on this one. I need to keep, because I want to get to these other two clips, man. That's gonna be a mess.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
No, I appreciate
I'll be watching.
Come up anytime. I don't, you know me, I'll come up anytime.
All right, I appreciate it. You be good.
Yeah, no problem.